$20 is $20.
Welcome to $20 is $20, where I tried to turn a Jackson into something bigger. So this week, we're headed to Kansas, and we're going to take a $20 bill. We're going to bet it over on BetMGM and see what we can do. First, we're going to, recap the Texas race from last week. That was the first bet I made. There wasn't a preview video to that one. We'll go through that. We're going to talk about Kansas, the track, a little bit. And then I'm going to break down where I'm going to place my $20. Let's get it. All right, so here's how I split up my $20 bill last week at Texas. So I had Chase Elliott. Odds were 1,800, I put $2 on him. Then we had Ross Chastain. Odds were 3,000 on him, $4. Carson Hocevar, he was odds. I got Carson Hocevar at 4,000. That was right before he went out and set the pole, and the odds got cut in half down to 2,000. So I had $10 on him. If he could have hit, that would have been really good. There was a potential for some. What was it? That was a potential for $410 off Carson Hocevar. So I thought it was a good value, especially getting him at 4,000. Then the safe bet, we had Kyle Larson, $4 on him. I could have made 19. I'd have lost $1 on it, but overall, we ended up losing it all. Chase Elliott ended up running 16th. I just felt like I'm not big on Chase Elliott, but I think he's due for one. He is a good driver. Ross Chastain, I'm always willing to gamble on Ross. I like Ross, and he's just willing to do things others won't do, and that's gonna cause him some wrecks, but it's also gonna win him some races too. Carson Hocevar, like I said, I think he's got one coming. Hocevar, he's got to dial it in, but he's got one coming. Unfortunately, he wrecked out, set the fastest lap of the race, and Kyle Larson's Kyle Larson. That's always a safe bet. See, our weighted odds on last week's Texas race, it was a high risk bet at plus 28.55. So 70% of the budget was placed on long shots. Stupid move, but it's more fun. We're here for fun. We're not actually here to winning money's cool, but we're here for the fun more than anything. But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up the Texas bit, and let's get on to Kansas. All right, so yep, the Advent Health 400 at Kansas. We're gonna be firing that thing off tomorrow. Today, I'm recording this right now, Saturday morning. So we'll be firing that thing off tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So I'll actually place my bets at right after practice today. I'm going to watch a little bit of practice, see how the guys are looking, see if I need to make any modifications. So yeah, Kansas, it's a cookie cutter. Typical mile and a half, progressive banking, blah, blah, blah. It's Charlotte, Texas, Vegas, they're all similar. A lot of people, they really don't like Kansas because it is a cookie cutter track, but I do like it. It's slick, it's smooth, it's quick, it's fast. It's a fast track. The trucks are going to be a lot of fun to watch later on today at what time do they race? I got it right here, 7:30 tonight. That's going to be fun to watch. I really expect a Kyle Larson show. Tracks like this, he goes up there, just rips the top and dominates. So he's known to get a little too close to the wall and spin himself too. But yeah, so that's Kansas. I expect a fun race. Most of the NASCAR fans are just like, nah, they're tired of these mile and a half cookie cutters. But hey, that's mile and a halves are where I hate the next gen, except on the 1.5 mile tracks like Kansas and Charlotte. They're fun tracks for this car. But let's get on to the bet for this week. All right, we can't really look into, place any money on any of these dudes without kind of looking at how they've performed at Kansas in the next gen era. Realistically, that car's still fairly new. So teams they're catching up. Some figured it out faster than others. I said, you got your Denny Hamlins, your Kyle Larsons. They run good almost everywhere. You look over a guy like Bubba Wallace, his only legitimate win came at Kansas. He did have the other win that he just happened to be out front when the rain hit at, what is it, Talladega, I believe. So yeah, I'm not putting money on Bubba just because he had a one race win there. Tyler Reddick, man, he's almost in the conversation with Larson and Hamlin, where he just runs really good everywhere. And he has 2023 wins. It's fairly recent at Kansas. Chastain runs pretty strong at Kansas. No wins, but he does Chastain things. He's constantly sniffing out top 10, so he's always got decent odds. So you can see the graphic here. That's kind of where we are with some of the bigger names and their performance at Kansas. All right, so here's my bet. Right here's my bet. It's not super risky unless you look at that $2 on Jesse Love. His odds are so far out there that it's really skews the numbers. So we're not even doing weighted average this week because I've got a plus 50,000 on here. It just skews the numbers so bad. But anyway, so yep, got my safe bet in Kyle Larson. You never go wrong with Kyle Larson, especially looking at the financial side. If you can just you're got a really good shot of just at least recovering your money. I like Ryan Blaney at 700. He's a guy that I just feel he's a good race car driver, and he's got one coming. Kansas at 1.5 miles. It's drafty enough that those Fords, they got them flat front ends they can really push. So Logano's got his win. You got to think that they're gonna be trying to get Blaney a W, lock in a playoff spot. So I really like Blaney at 700. Put $10 on him, make $80. Can't complain about that. Got my guy Ross here at plus 1,800. I don't really feel a win for him. Feel a strong finish, but it's Ross Chastain. Anything's possible because he's always a wild card. So I like the value. Just putting $3 on Ross Chastain. And Jesse Love, super long shot. And Xfinity guy, Xfinity's not running this week. But $2 to make $1,000 on Jesse Love. Jesse Love's a hell of a driver. If he can just go out there and be middle of the pack halfway through the third stage, he's got the talent to go out there and maybe pull something off. So if I can go out there and win $1,002 on Jesse Love for $2, I'm gonna. I really like that bet right there. Don't expect it, but I do like it a lot. It could be a lot of fun to watch, especially if we're sitting there in stage 3 and Jesse Love's looking like he might have some kind of a shot. I'm gonna be jumping up and down. It'll be exciting. That's the reason we're doing this $20, because you put a little money on these any sporting event really gets a whole lot more interesting. But yeah, so we will be checking back in next week for the over at North Wilkesboro. We'll be laying another $20 down there. Man, that one ought to be a lot of fun. We'll probably get really risky with it. All-star race. Might as well have some fun. Guys are going to be doing weird stuff for that money. But, yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to lock these bets in right after practice. If there are any changes, you'll be able to see what I did next week because I'll post the actual bet sheet up on the recap. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Thanks, and let me know y'all's bets in the comments. And, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm going to be releasing some YouTube shorts as I'll watch these odds move through the week. So if you like what I'm doing here, you may want to make sure you do hit that subscribe button so you can kind of, watch my thought process throughout the week. Thanks for watching.
$20 is $20.